Welcome to this month's Church Growth Minute. This is Brother Tim Massengale, and today I'd like to talk about a subject that I haven't addressed very recently, and that's utilizing small groups for church growth. In my very humble opinion, every church that really wants to grow, has a desire to see their church grow, needs to place a strong focus upon what is commonly called small groups. Now, this term has been around for quite some time, more so in the denominational world and not as much within apostolic ranks. Small groups can be defined as a unified group of somewhere between 3 to 15 like-minded Christians that they meet regularly for fellowship and spiritual growth. So this is the dynamic that was seen early in the New Testament church, in the early chapters of Acts. And here you find the Christians of the early church, first of all, gathering for instruction from the apostles. Secondly, spending time together in fellowship. 3, eating together, or what was commonly called breaking bread. Praying with one another. And then finally, meeting one another's needs by sharing of resources and supporting each other in the young infant church. Now, the practical application of that New Testament model to today's local church would include things like a church's men's group or ladies group, the youth group, the singles and your seniors, cell ministry groups, kids clubs, and so on. Small groups within the church that meet together on a regular basis. And so the leaders of these small groups should have a well-written, detailed job description that keeps their focus upon what I feel should be 3 things. Number 1, helping their group to grow spiritually. Secondly, assimilating new converts that join their group, and then organizing their group for evangelism by inviting unsaved outsiders to join their group activities, or planning various group evangelism activities that helps them to reach out to their particular community. A real added benefit of small groups is it becomes a training ground for developing future leaders within the church. Small groups that want to grow need to mirror the same key elements that cause churches to grow. And so if you want your small group to grow, there needs to be a focus upon organization, meaning that particular small group needs to be well organized with areas, with a leader, of course, and sub-leaders beneath that leader. There should be evangelization within the small group, and there should be assimilation. So those 3 keys are utilized for a normal church to grow: organization, evangelization, assimilation. These same 3 apply to small groups. Small groups often will reach a plateaued state. Oftentimes it occurs around about 5 years. So the most successful method for overcoming this plateaued growth condition is to divide the group. And so you'll split the group and appoint a new leader over the new group, and the old leader would keep the original group. And so this often allows both the mother and the daughter group to once again start growing at a steady rate. A church should continually be starting new small groups each year. So look over your past year and see how can you establish new small groups within your church, and this will foster additional growth. An excellent resource for starting small group Bible studies is a book entitled Small Group USB. It's a USB stick, and it's packed with resources to help the local church launch an effective small group ministry. It's produced by the Parkway Church in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. It's Pastor Anthony Tamil, and the material will help you launch small groups in an active, renewed way within your church to focus upon both growth and revival. This can be ordered from their website at www.theoakcreekchurch.com. That's www.theoakcreekchurch.com. Small groups is a tremendous way to help a church renew their focus on growth and revival. focusing upon renewing and instilling new life in your existing small groups, and then starting new small groups every single year. This can give a renewed emphasis upon discipleship, upon spiritual growth, and especially upon evangelism. Thank you for this month's Church Growth Minute.